What's going on, you guys? My name is Morgan and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're kind of just have a little bit of a conversation of when you cut toxic family members off. So I have a lot of experience with toxic family members. Unfortunately, it's not something that I really like to brag about, but unfortunately I do. So here we are. I have not talked to my family in a very long time, especially my dad. It's been almost 5 years since I've actually spoken to my dad, and about 2 years since I've spoken to my mom. And it's hard cutting off your family, and it's hard to say goodbye to a chapter of your life. But at a certain point, when it starts to get worse, there's a certain point when you just have to put your foot down and say, that's it. I can't do this anymore. It's not my responsibility to be a part of this when you can't respect my choices. So I made the decision to cut them off. And it's very hard because I kept letting them come back in before finally making this decision that enough was enough. And it was hard. It was very, very hard, but you kind of just have to put your foot down at a certain point and say, that's enough. I don't want to do this anymore. So when you cut them off, when you know to cut them off, it's when it starts affecting your mental health. So for a very long time, I had affected my mental health, and it was not believed by my parents that I had any mental health illnesses or mental health problems. My grandmother has bipolar, depression, anxiety, and who knows what else. So I was diagnosed from the mistreatment, I was diagnosed with PTSD from the foster care system, from the mistreatment situations. And I was also diagnosed with depression and anxiety. Now, there's different types of anxiety, but I have multiple forms of anxiety. I've had it for a long time now. And it's not just getting up in front of people and talking to people and doing a lecture or something like that. I can get on camera, and it took me a long time to actually build up the confidence to get on camera and do videos that show my face. It took me a long time. But they were beginning to affect my mental health to a point where I had to make the decision to cut them off, or I was going to lose myself. And I had almost lost myself a few times, like when I was in 8th grade, I had almost lost myself. And then when I was a freshman in high school, I almost lost myself. So I think what finally made me do it was my brother's high school graduation. My parents had decided that they were going to go all out for his high school graduation. Well, I didn't get a card. I didn't get anything. He got money. He got a party. He got all kinds of stuff. And I got a no, you cannot go to your graduation because it is too far. So where I'm at, I'm in Conroe, and my graduation was in College Station. At the time of graduating, I was in Willis, which is like 20 minutes at the most. And they said, well, it's too far. College Station is too far. College Station is not that far. People who live in Conroe go to Texas A&M. People who live in Houston go to Texas A&M. So it was decided for me that I would not go to my high school graduation. And after seeing what they did with my brother, I had decided that enough was enough. I ended up moving out when I was 21. My brother graduated when he was 18, 19. And I moved out when I was 21. It was after my 21st birthday that I moved out. And I was 20 when he graduated, going on 21. So that's what really made me make the decision. I had gotten my brother a job. I had done all this stuff for my brother. I got my brother a job with me, and he was the most toxic individual to ever work with. I asked him one time to bring me dinner because we were on the same shift, because I was not going to have dinner. I was late to dinner. My job would not let me off to go eat something, and I have low blood sugar. And my blood sugar was getting bad. So I asked him, hey, will you get me something? And he said no, basically to go F myself. And he was off at the time. And at the time, I did not have my husband's number, and we had actually met at work. So I said, well, why don't you ask him? Why don't you ask my husband to bring me something to eat? And he refused. So I was complaining to my mom, and I said, he wouldn't bring me anything to eat after everything I've done. And my mom got on his butt and said, well, your sister got you this job. Why couldn't you get her a corn dog and bring her that? So he went off and called me all these different stupid names and just absolutely lost it, and basically said he hoped and my dad threatened to kick both of us out, despite the fact that, I had complained to my mom, just wanted some confidence. I wanted to confide in her. And she told my dad, and my dad threatened to kick both of us out, despite the fact that it was just a sibling spat. And I just wanted to confide in my mom because I thought she had my back at the time, when she never had my back. And it took me moving out to realize that she did not have my back. But it should have been obvious because she let us go to foster care and got my dad out of jail. And the social worker told her, if you get him out, we have to take the kids. And she said, well, I'd choose him anytime. So I should have known better. But at the time when that happened, I did not. I was like 12, 13 at the time, maybe younger. I was in 8th grade. So I should have known better, but I didn't. And I was struggling with bad mental health problems back then. And I still struggle with it today. I'm on medication. I'm on antidepressants, and I have stuff for anxiety. And my PTSD, you know, if I didn't have these dogs, I would be a lot farther gone than what I am. Because sometimes it is hard to get out of bed some days. But they were beginning to affect my mental health, and nobody taking my side and nobody having my back. And when my brother put his hands on me, nobody would have my back, and he was taking after my dad, but it was still my fault. So I finally made the decision. I wanted my birth certificate and my social security card, and the filing cabinet was locked. So I asked my mom, where's my stuff? And she said, well, you shouldn't need it. I said, well, I need it. I made up a lie that my job needed it. But she called me out and she said, I can help you find it when you get home. Nobody ever helped me. And I ended up finding out that my mom was talking bull to my father and saying that she shouldn't need it. She's lying to me. I don't know what the heck she wants it for. She shouldn't need it. It's not hers. There's no reason. So I ended up finding the keys and getting it and moving out. Nobody helped me. Nobody said goodbye. Nobody did anything. My parents almost forced me to leave my dog behind, but I refused because I had taken care of Dot since I was 11, and it was almost 10 years that I had taken care of that dog by myself. Despite the fact that they refused to help me with medication when I was 11 that I could not afford for Dot because she came down with a heart murmur and went into heart failure. And they said that the vet was lying to me and just trying to grab money from me. So, you know, you just have to make the decision when to cut your family off. And usually when it starts to affect you in a negative light, you need to cut your family off. And it's a hard decision. It's hard to come to terms with it, but eventually you need to. But anyways, hopefully that helps a little bit. I will get more into it. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. The videos can only be 10 minutes long because I'm unable to verify with my phone number right now because they are connected to other channels. There's only 2 a year. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. And as usual, you guys, I'll see you guys next time in the next video. So I'll see you guys later.